This morning, we're honored to have a presentation of proclamation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm going to ask Commissioner Walker if she would lead us in that.
Good morning. I appreciate our Manager of Public Affairs, Ken Ward, and his vision and the things that he's doing for the Commission. And one thing that he wanted to make sure that we did is here at our first meeting in October, have a special proclamation for cancer awareness, breast cancer awareness. And since I am the local poster child for cancer, I'm honored to get to do this. And I said, a group asked me recently to speak at their event, and I said, aren't people tired of hearing from me on this already? Because it's been 9 years. 9 years. 9 years since I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and they said, no, people aren't tired of hearing about you. But then, I'm reminded, and we all know this to be true, we have to make our mess our ministry.
Yes.
Everybody in this room has a different mess.
Oh, yes, sir.
And we have to make our mess our ministry. And I didn't ask for this mess, but I got it. So I am honored to champion this cause. And everywhere I go, and every time I show up to an event or speak, somebody comes up to me. And it's not always breast cancer. It could be prostate. It could be you name it. There's lots out there. Somebody comes up to me and says, I heard you on the news. I heard you speak. And I made an appointment with my doctor. That's what it's all about, because doctors can do amazing things with cancer now. They can take care of you if, what's the if?
They detected early.
Early detection. Y'all, get to your doctor. Don't be scared. Be scared of stage 3 like I had. You think if I could turn back the hands of time and go to the doctor 6 months sooner? I was 6 months late for my annual appointment. How things would have been different. Maybe it would have still been isolated. Anyway, all right, I digress. I'm not going to preach.
All right.
That's all right.
So, we have to honor this month. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but All Cancer Awareness Month. We have 3 incredible groups here with the Commission today. All 3 groups I'm very familiar with and I've worked with over the years. The first group that we have is Joy to Life, Joy and Dickie Blondheim. Do y'all mind standing up? And the next group we have, and y'all just stay standing, is Women of Hope. Women of Hope is a support group. They meet monthly and offer support, and it is the sweetest thing when you go to these monthly meetings and they have a speaker. But the celebrations, every meeting they'll say, who's got a cancer anniversary, and the women cheer and they support each other, and it's so important. And the third group that we have here is the Cancer Wellness Foundation, represented by Carol Gunter, the executive director. Another organization, while these 2 are breast cancer specific, because we all been there, ladies, Carol's group is more of an umbrella group, Cancer Wellness Foundation, and this is a local group. All the money that these groups raise stay here in the River region to help people who are dealing with this disease. So thank you. Y'all can sit. All right, so we have a proclamation to celebrate the work that y'all do. It's vital. People need the support. People need the financial resources. People need the encouragement. We all, whatever our mess is, it doesn't have to be a physical mess. Whatever our mess is, we need to know that we're not alone, that it's not just us, and that's what y'all provide. So whereas, according to the CDC, breast cancer is the second most common cancer among U.S. women. 1 in 8 women will get breast cancer. It will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. 1 in 8. Somebody listening to this right now, in the next year, and it's not just y'all in this room, there's people out in the webverse, will be diagnosed with breast cancer in the next year. 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with some type of cancer in your lifetime. 1 in 3 in your lifetime will get some kind of cancer. I'm off script, sorry. Whereas in 2020, over 3,900 female cases of breast cancer were reported in Alabama. 42,000 women and 500 men die each year from breast cancer. That's a little known subject talked about, but men get breast cancer also. Many organizations are working to fight breast cancer and increase access to treatment. Joy to Life, Cancer Wellness Foundation, and Women of Hope are just some of the many organizations working to fight breast cancer and educate people about treatment options in Montgomery County. Now therefore be it resolved, the Montgomery County Commission designates October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Montgomery County and encourages all residents to assist in the fight against breast cancer. And how do you do that? You get a mammogram, you get a treatment, you tell your sister, wife, neighbor, friend, uncle, cousin, brother to make a doctor's appointment this month. That's what the awareness is about, to make sure we get our treatment. So thank you for what you do. It's hard work. Y'all have to raise your own money to do these great and wonderful things, but we appreciate you. Thank you. So if all of you will, let's come down to the middle and take a photograph, and I'll give you your proclamation.
So I can see I'm the only one on the commission that dressed for breast cancer today. Was I the only one? Well, oh,
Oh, Florence, that's Florence.
Florence, we were the only two. Great minds think alike. There you go.
I did not have my great mind on today.
I don't know what you were thinking today.
I know.
The group that just left, they had signed up, Elizabeth Cole, Wanda, Hayden,
Yeah,
they all left, okay.
yeah.
We have public comments. Dr. Veronica Times with the TTS nonprofit. And I'd like to remind everybody, we do have a few on the list, so we try to keep it to 3 minutes if possible. Thank you, Dr. Times.
Must be the coffee.
I'll pass it out for you.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give you all of these so that everybody can have them.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Dr. Veronica Times, and a lot of you guys are looking at me very confused.
If you would, Dr. Thomas, if you speak directly into the mic so people can hear you, not
Okay.
outside.
Can y'all hear me a little bit better? Okay. A lot of people look at me a little bit confused as to why I'm here. Well, I came here today because I have a nonprofit called the Help Coalition. And over the past, as a matter of fact, I wrote this program for the Help Coalition about 10 years ago, to be exact. And under this program that I have, the nonprofit that I have, I am in the process of receiving several grants from the federal government to embed different programs into Montgomery and the surrounding areas for a lot of the issues that are standing today, which a lot of them focuses on mental health and mental health awareness. So I am a licensed mental health therapist through the state. I own a private practice and I also have my nonprofit. So I'm here to see if I can invest the money into the city with you guys participating in these federal grants. The first one that I gave you was for a project called the Heart Project, which is a mental health awareness training grant. This does come, like I said, directly from Washington, D.C., and it's a SAMHSA federal grant, which will be awarded, I think it's every 3 years, as long as I continue to renew them. And basically, the Heart Project is for mental health awareness training for educators, police officers, hospital staff, you guys, anybody that need it, to kind of help bring awareness to all the issues that we're having when it comes to our adults and children with mental health issues, so that people will know how to assist, make a quick assessment and decide whether or not we're dealing with a mental health issue or undiagnosed condition versus a combative individual or citizen. What made me gravitate to this particular grant was that maybe about 2 years ago, I remember seeing quite a bit where there were a lot of officer-involved shootings, where people with mental health illnesses were being killed on the spot because they couldn't tell whether or not they were just irate citizens or whether or not they were having mental health issues. There was a young man that got killed in Georgia in the midst of a restaurant when his parents had called to have the police to calm him down, and instead of them listening to what she had said, they killed him while everybody was eating. So with this grant, it will allow me to come in and do training through the mental health organization, and this is a nationally certified program here. There is a program description for it and what the purpose of it is. On the second page, the purpose of this program is to train individuals, school personnel, emergency personnel, including fire department, law enforcement, veterans, armed services, and their families, to recognize signs and symptoms of mental health disorder, to safely de-escalate crisis situations involving individuals with mental health illnesses, to provide education on resources available in the community for individuals with the mental health illnesses and other relevant resources. So with my nonprofit, I have 8 different programs underneath them, and they serve a large variety of citizens here in Montgomery, the Birmingham area, even places like Lowndes County, Selma, Troy, Walker County, places like that. I did introduce this to Birmingham City's Police Department, and they're definitely on board to get all their police officers trained and get their certification in the mental health training program. Everything is funded through my nonprofit, through the grant. The trainings will be paid for, the CEUs will be kept in rotation. They will get training all year throughout the year, and this is just not a one-time thing. So it does not require anybody to pay any fees or do anything. Everything will be sponsored by my organization through the federal grant. I'm basically here to give you guys these programs and let you know what's all required of them. They do ask that we do training with the students in the school as well, which my second grant is for school violence. I think I gave away all my papers. And that one would allow me to put programs into the school system and work with the emergency services and collaborate, put everybody together to make one big working network when it comes to cutting down on school violence, community violence, violence against emergency personnel, vice versa. It causes for us to bring everybody together and create a coalition to kind of have police officers working in the community and the schools so that.
Yeah, excuse me, I hate to interrupt you, but I want to make sure we have a little bit of time for questions for you. If anybody has any questions?
I was just curious as to whether or not you've approached first of all, good morning again, whether you approached the school board.
Have I approached
Yes,
the
ma'am, in
school
terms of how, yeah.
Okay, so there was one that I did approach the school board with. I've had a hard time getting with the superintendent here in Montgomery. Again, in Birmingham, I haven't had any issues with getting access to the people for these, but here in Montgomery, I've had sort of an issue.
What about our sheriff? See, Sheriff Cunningham is back there, in terms you talk about law enforcement, interacting with them.
That's what I was gonna ask the sheriff, though, Commissioner Isaac Sankey. Don't we have, our officers already trained, aren't they?
We've got CIT certified instructors. We teach other agencies. Dr. Holmes.
And what was the other organization that trained us? The local organization that you and I, the movement, I think it was a movement.
We work with NAMI.
NAMI.
So NAMI, they still do. But we got the instructors for them. Then plus we got Stephen Wallace, who does virtual reality, CIT. So we do all of that.
Do you have any, currently, are you providing these type of services for police departments?
Yes, the grant is opening up again, coming up at the beginning of next year. We just rotated through the next fiscal year, so funding will be provided
I mean,
this year.
currently, are you providing these services to any particular police department or sheriff's office?
You talking about right there at the very moment?
Have you ever?
Yes, I have before, and they were just basic training, but these are through the certification program for mental health awareness through the association, where trained instructors are going to be in to do the certifications and provide
So
them.
you're not currently training any?
No, it rotates back around this year.
What are you, I got a quick question. What are you asking of us at the county commission? Are
Just
you-
collaboration.
Just a collaboration?
Yes,
is
ma'am.
that- okay,
There's a
okay.
letter that I gave him, that he passed out.
Yes,
And it
ma'am,
kind of
got
just shows, it's a letter that says, what the agreement would be, where you guys would just agree to have the training, have the, programs
Okay.
in the city, things like that.
Okay.
You basically just copy and paste it on your letterhead and sign the agreement.
Okay.
Well, thank
I don't know, but I see, Michael's here today, but the DA's office have a couple of programs that might be interested in your services, I don't know.
Okay.
That deal with shootings and trauma, trauma inflicted on kids after witnessing a violent crime and that kind of thing. The DA has an organization that does that, and also Helping Montgomery Families Initiative. So there might be some opportunities there.
Okay.
It's definitely a vital service and something that's needed. It could prevent a lot of senseless killings.
Yes.
People are, it's only normal, I guess, to respond to somebody that's acting kind of strange. But it's usually in a situation where nobody's armed. But when one of the people is armed and half scared, and somebody's acting like that, they're liable to get shot.
Right. So this training provides a tool in order to have everyday citizens be able to take a quick second and assess the situation to make sure that that's not what they may be dealing with. Because we have a lot of kids that walk around with undiagnosed ADHD, conduct disorder, ODD, things like that.
The city is also have a department
Yeah.
that could probably use your
I was
services.
about to say that the balance of prevention, Office of Violence Prevention. Do you know them? Have you reached out to them?
I talked to, yes, I think he was the program director, maybe. I can't remember what his name
Okay,
is.
Are you
But I
going
have
to
his contact
city council?
information.
Are you planning to go to city council meeting too?
Yes,
Sorry.
I attend them.
They don't have one tonight, so
Okay.
don't go tonight.
Okay.
Normally it would be tonight, that's why I'm telling you, they don't have it tonight. They moved it because of the election to next Tuesday night.
Okay.
So, any other
Michael
questions?
raised his hand. Would you mind talking with her at some
Yeah,
point? Would you
meet
mind speak with
Michael.
her at some point? Okay.
You see
Thank-
Michael?
Yes,
Michael
sir.
raised your hand? Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Next up, Mark Hall, Habitat for Humanity.
Good morning, Commissioners. Wasn't planning on speaking today, but I didn't want to miss an opportunity to wish Commissioner Singleton a very happy birthday.
Oh, it's Doug's birthday. That's the whole reason you're here, isn't it?
That's right. So, yeah, were you 40?
I am
Boy, that came out fast.
celebrating 50 years of puberty. I've been a teenager for 50 years now.
I can second that. Yes, you have.
And feel free to bring the presents whenever you want to. I've not seen any.
Yeah, they're in the mail. They'll be they're on the way. No, happy birthday, Commissioner Singleton. Just wanted to kind of give an update of where we're at since I'm here. So Miller Fuller Drive, that's New Hope Village. We are about, I'll say, halfway through with the rehab, which was going to cost us about $50,000 to rehab this house and get it back to where it needed to be for a new tenant. We're at a point now where we're ready to paint, and that's another reason I'm here. I know Sheriff Cunningham's has offered to help. His team's offered to help do some painting. So we're pushing pause on that just because, I mean, you can't find help like this just, walking around. So we're going to take him up on that, and we're going to schedule a time. But if any commissioners would like to get involved with that and come out and sling a paintbrush, we would be welcome and open to scheduling that for any of you all as well.
Mark, on that case,
yeah.
There's a group that's out at Danley Field. It's a group with they're expecting they're anticipating the F-35 to come.
Okay.
They were mechanics and group that was the F-15s that departed now. They've got a little downtime. Get with me, I'll get you the number for them, because they're looking for community service hours to do things.
That'd be great.
They got a little time now too, so.
That'd be great. And then, that's one opportunity we have, but we've pushed forward a great deal. And actually, a little later today, I'm going to ride with a city councilman to look at some properties in his district to start another one. I don't want to do one, I want to do multiple. So, but I do have to have the help of county commission, city council, and the citizens of Montgomery County. So that's where we're at right now. I also want to bring up our Restore on East South Boulevard. A lot of people are confused because we used to be in the old McConnell Honda building across from Baptist. We're no longer there. We're down the road. And I tell that all the time, just to, if you know anybody that has quality donations, they want to donate to the store, please share that. And also come shop with us. That really is our fundraiser to support Habitat. Unlike, we're blessed to have that store to fund a lot of the things we do, but that covers a lot of the cost involved in having a staff, and anything extra would go to performing our mission, and that's providing decent housing for the citizens of Montgomery.
Well, thanks, Mark, I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
That's all, Florence. Did I miss anybody? I didn't miss anybody, did I? Okay.
We'll consider the minutes of the regular meeting of September 19th, 2023.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider accounts payable checks and payroll checks.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider amendment number 2 to a contract with Outdoor Obsessions for ground maintenance for county parks.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider professional services agreement renewal with NaphCare for inmate health care services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a little delay for a second. There it goes.
A bit of delay here.
It is a delay, yeah.
Mine's up if y'all want me to move it and see
Well,
if
I
that
moved it.
pushes
I went ahead and
everybody
moved it. I
along.
moved it, Dan, I moved it.
Oh, there's the second.
But I'll second that.
Okay.
Motion carries.
Consider scope of work and proposal from Jacobs Engineering Group for the Downtown Environmental Alliance Assessment Project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to agencies with the addition of $1,500 from Commissioner Harris to Successful Living and $9,000 from Commissioner Walker for the Montgomery Arts Center.
One more from me. I need to add one more, I forgot it. FNF for the Montgomery County Extension Service, $2,000. It's the FNF program. I think that's EFNEF. NEP. Yeah.
All right.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to education with the addition of $5,000 from Vice Chairman Sankey to Sidney Lanier for the choral group, and I apologize, the Principal Discretionaries Fund to Carver High School in what amount?
25.
That's all.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations from designated revenue with the addition of $2,500 from Commissioner Moore-Zeigler for Bellingraph Dixie Youth, $1,000 from Chairman Singleton for C Cops, $10,000 from Joint for Liberty Learning, and $12,000 from Joint for Girls on the Run.
Is that it? Move for approval?
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider budget change request number 2 for the Montgomery Smooth Jazz Festival.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider a bid award to Stallings and Sons for the rebuilding of Flatwood Community Center.
Move for approval?
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider travel training requests
So
for
moved.
tax and audit.
So moved.
Second.
Motion carries.
There are waive rule items to consider. First, consider a resolution to allocate $10 million in ARPA funds to revenue loss and other ARPA and ARPA Flex compliant current and future budget items, and to reallocate certain current allocations.
No objection to this motion, so moved.
I second.
Motion carries.
Consider designation of $5 million of ARPA funds allocation to revenue loss in equal shares to each county commissioner to be used for ARPA compliant projects or programs.
With no objection, I move for approval.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider the transfer of custodial funds to the county general fund.
No objection, so moved.
Second.
Motion carries.
Consider the transfer of $8.4 million from fund balance to the Montgomery County Community Cooperative District for the Whitewater project.
No objection, so moved.
I second that.
Motion carries.
That's all of our items.
Okay. Mr. Attorney,
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Deputy Administrator.
First, happy birthday, sir. Secondly, we'd like to make sure we just keep getting the word out that we will be kicking off later in October on the 16th, our critical home repair program. The 16th, we will be taking applications. And I say we, I mean, Carp Deck is going to handle the application process and getting the contractors out to, start rebuilding these homes. So we will have community meetings, public meetings at the multiplex on tomorrow at 6 o'clock. That will be tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Crampton Bowl Multi-Complex. And then on the 5th, we will have a meeting in the county at the Penlala Baptist Church. This is one of our programs that we have kind of built, but using our Montgomery Thrive, our ARPA funds, but we are so excited to be able to get this program off the ground, which is really going to help people. We know we have a lot of people in the city and the county that need work done to their homes that honestly they cannot afford to do. So we're really excited about this program. We have flyers in the back. I think Regina has some flyers in the back. If you need some, and as well as there will be flyers and applications at all city, county libraries in and around the city of Montgomery. So I'd like to thank the commission for their due diligence in this process, and I'd like to thank the staff and everybody who has helped, especially at Carp Deck, for kind of organizing this effort to get this program going. Thank you.
Commissioner Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and happy birthday, happy 39th.
Exactly.
I continue to get calls from constituents with having problems getting repairs, and I think this program is really going to do a lot and go a long way to help us with our blight situation, because we have so many people who've lived in these houses for 30, 40 years, and they're in the retirement now, and the retirement isn't what it's not enough to keep the house maintained, and they just can't. They need a roof, and they can't afford a roof. You know, they need windows to help with the electric bill, but they can't afford to get the windows replaced. So this program is really, really something that's needed. I know there are federal dollars out there for it. I know this money's coming from ARPA, but there's a deck of money probably in the future, and I'm hopeful that when the ARPA funds run out, we will be able to secure funds through grants, thank you, Regina, to continue this much needed project, this much needed program. Also, I'd like to say that, as you know, I was out in California for 10 days, and the only problem is I had to leave a week early coming back. But I had a great time, and I hate I missed the smooth jazz here, but believe me, the classical jazz there was on the money.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Commissioner Moore-Zeigler.
I like to echo what everyone has said. We are encouraging each and every one of our citizens to come out for the critical home repair, especially, and I know I get calls, a lot of calls from the rural part of Montgomery County, because they feel that they have been neglected. But we're letting you know that we're coming to Pentlaw. We ask that you're there so that we can help you out in Montgomery County, but also in the city of Montgomery. The Smooth Jazz was excellent. We had some celebrities right here in Montgomery that are going to be on video now for the Smooth Jazz, but we had a wonderful time Saturday. I thank Mayor Reed for reaching out and us partnering. I had some of your people were at the tables. They enjoyed themselves. They received their bags. It was a wonderful time, and we look forward to bringing more entertainment into Montgomery. We heard you. We heard people in the county and the city say we don't have enough to do in entertainment, and so we're working on it. And we encourage you, though, when we have these events to participate, to come out and let everybody know how great it is to live in Montgomery, Alabama.
Commissioner Walker.
Good. So last week I made an announcement that surprised some of you that I, at the end of this term, will not be on the county commission anymore. So as of November 2024, you're stuck with me for one more year. But it did come as a surprise to some people, and there's been a lot of speculation as to why I'm doing it. And I'll just let you in behind the curtain a little bit. It's simply nothing more than to everything there is a season. And by the end of this term, I will have served Montgomery County for 10 years and given a lot of love and blood, sweat, and tears, and have enjoyed it tremendously, been honored by the trust that District 3 has put in me to serve them. But now I'm going to get out of the way and let someone else have an opportunity to serve their community. To dispel a few rumors, I'm not leaving Montgomery. We're staying right here in Montgomery. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. I don't have a plan. So I'm only 51. This is not retirement. I've had a few people congratulate me on my retirement. So I'm 51, so I will be looking for a job. So this is a shameless plug that I will need a job in this time next year.
Montgomery County's hiring.
I hear that. Now there's an idea. But I do, you know, my husband and I own a small business, and it's time to sow some seeds into that small business. But this has been really one of the biggest honors of my life. And again, I've got one more year, so y'all watch out. It's going to be a fun year.
Well, the news was shocking to me and very saddening to me, too.
It is.
I
It
will say
definitely
that.
is. 'Cause, you know, you've been my girl pal, so.
I know.
And then I look, I'm surrounded by men and, oh, wow.
I'm leaving it in good hands. And on that note, I will say, when I first started on the commission in 2024, I was the only female city or county. So now, you know, that dynamic has changed, and while we are equal, we are definitely different. Our brains were created different, the male and female brain, and to have both of those brains around any given table is a benefit. So I'm glad I'm going to be able to leave it in good hands.
Well, you know, can I bribe you? Can I give you something to stay? I mean, you know, I got some fresh vegetables.
I got a bag too.
Well, Rhonda, I can promise you, none of the men in this room are going to argue about us having different brains.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You shouldn't argue.
on both sides.
Not better or worse. We just see the world from very different
Very,
perspectives.
very
We use, I mean, scientists have studied it. We literally have different compositions in our brain. We use different hemispheres of our brain, all the things. And so that's why it makes it stronger when we work together.
Mars and Venus.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's scientific.
I thank Vice Chairman Sankey for stepping in and taking the gavel when I was out in Korea a couple of weeks ago, and tried to get him to keep it, but he said nope. He gave it back to me. But Vice Chairman Sankey, thank you for
You're
running the
welcome,
meeting.
Mr. Chairman. Happy birthday to you, and there's nothing further to add.
You know, well, I forgot, Commissioner Sankey, you and I had a good time and got a chance to see a lot there in Washington, D.C. We went to Washington, D.C. to Congressional Black Caucus, and it's a lot of amazing things happening, and we hope to bring some of that back to Montgomery.
Some very great
Yeah,
educational
some very-
sessions. It
yes.
kind of rivaled NACO.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah, but on a different level.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
Before I do a closing comment, I do want to, on the critical home, tomorrow morning, you'll be on WSFA, is that right?
It's going to happen today. I've been actually drafted to go out to WAKA on Harrison Road at 10 o'clock. Actually, I'm running a little late.
You are running late.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
taking my place.
11 o'clock,
Okay.
11
Well,
o'clock.
we're gonna get out here quick. But tell us a little bit for the people to know, there's two, there's gonna be one at the multiplex and one at Pentlala. Can you give us a time and dates?
Right?
Can you give us the times and dates? Do we know
He
those?
gave
Yeah,
it.
he did, he
Tom-
gave it.
Tomorrow.
Oh, he did, okay, I'm sorry.
Tomorrow is at 6 o'clock multiplex. And then Thursday is at 6 o'clock at Pentlala Baptist Church.
Okay. I
And
want-
everybody listening should attend at least one of them, because you're asking me questions that I can't answer, and they'll be able to answer them tomorrow night.
Yes.
And I think we need to say too, if you can't attend the one in the city, even though that one is in Pentlala, if you're closer, you live in the South Lawn area, Danley Pines, that area, Twin Gates, you're welcome to come to the Pentlala. We welcome you all hand. And then Doug, we welcome people from over there in Raymer to come to the Pentlala, that area.
Sure, we got some flyers, if anybody wants a flyer on that. I thought it was important that we repeated that, because it's very important for the critical home repair. Just one thing quickly, I was out last meeting in Korea, just give you a little recap of what happened. After spending 24 hours from the time you leave the house to the time you finally get to your room, it's pretty strenuous first day. Short trip, but a very productive trip. We met with Hyundai, Mobus, and Glovis. Our meeting with Glovis, Secretary Canfield from the Commerce Department said that in all his years, that was the most productive and best meeting that he's ever been involved in with Glovis. And they do all the transportation stuff for Hyundai. So it's very important. We had CSX Railroad, we had Inland Port, and we're in prime location, perfectly positioned ourselves between the railroad, Inland Port, the new mega plant that's being built in Georgia, and what we have here with Hyundai. We visited a hydrogen plant. It's a city, it's about the size of Montgomery, it's 200,000 residents, and it's a couple of hours drive to get there, but we went to the hydrogen plant for Hyundai, and they're doing hydrogen commercial vehicles where they take food waste from hospitals, restaurants, schools, and residential. They collect it every day, and they take that food waste and they can mix it with sewage sludge of all stuff, and they can produce hydrogen. They're so far advanced ahead of us. It was very important for us to be there because we have now, after the meetings with them, we have positioned ourselves, not that we're going to get it, but when the hydrogen production comes to the United States, I think it'll be right here in Montgomery, Alabama. So a very good meeting. I'm sorry I wasn't here for that meeting, but I just want to give everybody a little bit of an update. So,
Did you ride the train, Doug?
no, we took a bus everywhere. We never got on a train, but I do want to say, because you mentioned that, I do want to say spending 3 days, 4 days, whatever it was, traveling 2 or 3 hours every day, both ways, walking through downtown to the shopping areas, I found one coffee cup that had been discarded on the street. One. Not another single gum wrapper, cigarette butt, nothing on the interstates or on the streets. And another thing you don't see is trash cans. They don't have many trash cans. People just, I had a water bottle, I carried it with me all day because I never had anywhere to throw it away until I got back to the hotel, basically. But I just thought, I wish we took pride here sometimes in the United States like they do in some of our foreign countries. So can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Make sure you sign out if they do
It's
it.
not, mine's
It
not
ain't
up.
showed up,
Does
so.
anybody, did they